What's up, Swig Squad? T with the diva here. And I had a request a couple weeks ago. Somebody asked if I could tell another work story from the job that I was terminated from. And I do have a story. And this is just a story about the enormous amount of hate that I would get for no reason at all. Well, it was for a reason, but I just didn't know nothing about it. And this was a story that involved two different people, two different supervisors that did not like me. The first one, and if my Shufi, one of my friends, I call her my Shufi, and my Shufi can vouch for this. If she sees this story time, she can get in the comments and let y'all know that this really happened. So anyway, when I first started, my very first supervisor, she was an older lady. She wasn't like older. She may have been about 10 years older than me. I was about 24, 25, and she may have been about 33, 34, something like that. Nice looking lady, lighter skin, looked like she probably could have been mixed with something. But back in this day, we would go to lunch and we would walk around the front of the building where we worked. And people would go, and then people would park along that same street. And, you know, people would have people to come up for lunch and have lunch with them, and they would just sit in their cars and, you know, just talk and things like that. So one particular day, I was coming back from lunch, and when I got to my floor, people were like, did you hear what they were talking about my supervisor? And they were like, did you hear what she said? Did you hear what I'm like, no, what did she say? When you was at lunch, she was sitting outside in her car with her husband. Back at this time, my supervisor was allegedly married to a man that was much younger than her. She was like a cougar, allegedly. So they said, the rumor was that when I walked past her husband, she's in the car with her husband, and he says, dang, who is that? So I'm like, what? What do he look like? I'm telling you, I don't know. I didn't see this man. I didn't see them sitting in the car. I didn't see anything. So I'm like, really? So, like, from then on, what is this stuff on my lips? I think this is my lip from my lip gloss. So from then on, she would be she was horribly mean. She used to just mess with me for no reason. It just used to be all kind of stuff that she would do, and other people would be like, what is wrong with her? And then I would be like, I guess, so rumor has it that her husband asked who I was, but it's not like he tried to talk to me personally, or that I heard him ask, or if I was her, I just wouldn't have said nothing to nobody, because I'm sure she got on him and said what she said to him, and that would have been nipped in the bud right then. Nobody would have known. It would have been an argument between her and her husband, and nobody would have even said anything. I don't know why she felt the need to come back and tell people that he had asked about me, but anyway, she did, and it got out, and she just could not stand me. So this is shortly before I got pregnant with my second daughter. I got pregnant with my second daughter, and do y'all know this woman became my best friend? First of all, she bought me the book, What to Expect When You Expecting. She bought me that book when she heard that I was pregnant. Second of all, she threw me a baby shower. She threw me a baby shower. So I'm not sure if she felt like, ooh, good, she got a man, or if she was just happy that I was pregnant. Like, it was just so weird how it happened. Like, You couldn't stand me. You hated me. You just mess with me for no reason. Just all kind of stuff. And then I get pregnant, and now you want to be my best friend, and she wanted to know all my birthing plans, and you could ask me if you need anything, because you know I got a son and this and this. It was just really weird to me. But yeah, she ended up becoming very, very nice. Once I got pregnant, I have no idea why, but anywho, that was the end of that one. The next person was a supervisor who just totally gave me HE double hockey sticks. She was very unattractive. I don't like to call people ugly, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm ugly to somebody. Like, we are all unattractive to somebody. Everybody can't be cute to everybody. So, but she was really just not attractive at all. And I say very, very unattractive, because her personality just kicked it all the way out the park. She was just very unattractive. So anyway, she was like brown skin. She was short. She had these pop eyes, these big old pop eyes that would just pop out of her head. And her teeth, she had like little spaces in between all her teeth, and they was just short. It was, her hair used to be all over the place. Anyway, rumor has it that she was an evangelist. That's alleged too, because I can't imagine an evangelist acting in the way that she did. So I never reported to her myself. She was a supervisor on the floor or in the department of when I was where I was. My supervisor was a very nice lady that I loved so much. Rest in peace to her. She's no longer with us. She was a black lady, older lady, jazzy, used to wear her jewelry, her always dye her hair blonde. She was just a really nice, jazzy older lady. And she was very sweet, and she really took a liking to me. So the unattractive supervisor would look for me and find me and see what I have on. And if I have on something that she thought was out of dress code or didn't like or thought I would get in trouble for, she would tell on me to various people. And my supervisor, the older lady, the older jazzy lady, just confronted her one day and was like, "Stop going to report Tanisha. Just cut it out. Please do not report her anymore, because it looks like I'm not doing my job, because you're only going to report her. It's not like you're reporting anybody else. So report it to me if you're going to report it to anybody, because I'm tired of having to answer for things that she's done that I know nothing about, because you want to, just have your bad days and just tell on who you want to tell on." So she would still just do stuff, just ornery and mean. She was a supervisor. So she was just mean, and she would be mean, and she would do mean things to me, and, not help me, and ignored emails that I would send to assist me with a project or anything like that. Like, she would never try to take it upon herself to find help for me or to look for whatever it was that I needed. I never got reprimanded. I don't remember, but I don't think I did, because my supervisor was so cool and she was so nice and sweet, and she didn't allow the stuff that she was, the other unattractive lady was reporting on me. She wouldn't let that kind of stuff pierce me or allow me to get in trouble for it. Also, this one day, y'all, it was so fun and so cool. My supervisor, it was me, my supervisor, the cool jazzy one, my shufie, and I think 2 other people. We all went to lunch. We was going to lunch for about 2 hours, I'm telling you. And we went shopping. We was shoe shopping. We went somewhere to eat. We went to the casino. We was gone for 2 hours, and it was like it was crazy. I mean, she was my supervisor, so I couldn't get in trouble because I was with my supervisor. But she was just goes to show like how much of a cool person that she was. She was just so sweet and so nice. She passed away a couple of years back. But anywho, later on, I ran into the unattractive lady, the supervisor at the mall. And she approached me, and at first I was like, wait, what? Because of course, once we left, I left the department. I had heard that she had been terminated, but I didn't know her or didn't know nobody who knew her, so I didn't care what happened to her. I just didn't want her on me. But she walked up to me and she was like, I apologize. She was like, all that stuff I used to do to you. And she was like, do you remember? I'm like, of course I remember. You made my life a living hell. Yes, I remember. And so she apologized. She was like, I am so sorry. She said, I had no reason to treat you the way that I did. I'm sorry, and I hope you can accept my apology. She said that, but karma is something else. She said, after that, I lost my church. I was terminated from the job. She confirmed it. She said I ended up getting fired. She said I got a divorce. She was married. And she said I got a divorce. And she said, and my house went into foreclosure. I lost my house. I said, wow, really? She was like, yes. She was like, and I always think about you. She said, and I used to pray to God that I could run into you because I always wanted to apologize to you. Sometimes, you just hear about somebody's reputation and you just think that, they are what their reputation say they are. But I didn't believe. First of all, I was new. Whoever she was talking to didn't know me because I didn't know nobody at work before I worked there. So, she just made up some excuse, but she did apologize. I was very shocked that she did, but she apologized and she said that, wished me well and just, told me good luck and stuff and just said that, she didn't give me a chance. She just went into listening to what people would say about me. And it was so crazy because I didn't get into it with anybody. I didn't have any enemies. Nobody disliked me. And if they did, they didn't know me. So if you dislike me, it was because you didn't know me. And you know how people do the whole, oh, I just don't like her. I don't know why I don't like her. And to this day, that's why I don't do that. If I don't like somebody, I got a reason for not liking them. I never just not like somebody and say, it's just something about, I don't never say that because it sounds like somebody. You know what I'm saying? I got a reason. Whoever they are, I got a reason to not like them. And they may not know it. And I may not tell everybody else, but I have my reasons. I don't dislike anybody just because. Yeah, that was my story about just hate, unnecessary hate. And yeah, Sweet Squad, that's it. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Tea with the Diva, and I will holler at y'all later.